We welcome absolutely everybody back to today's matchup in some out of the park baseball. It is the 21st of August in the year 1871. We got an interesting one here for you tonight. We got the 12 and 7 Cleveland Forest Cities. They are just a game back of Boston in the American League, and they are playing. They are going to travel to Brooklyn, New York, to play the 11 and 12 New York Mutuals, who are about 2.5, I think. I think they're 2.5 back of the National League leading Rockford Forest City. So for Cleveland, it's going to be their 20th game of the season. They will have 12 more remaining after this. New York, it will be their 24th game of the season. They will have just 8 games left. They need to win to keep pace with Rockford and to stay in this. But we will see how things progress in this game. Should be a good one here tonight. We're going to start with the starting lineups. Beginning with your visiting Cleveland Forest Cities, Dave Egler will lead things off. Center fielder is batting .389 with 12 RBIs so far this season. He's 3 for 5 versus Valters. Fred Cohn, the left fielder, is in the 2 spot. He is batting .188 with 8 RBIs this season. He's 0 for 3 versus Egler. Versus Valters this season. Some early betting. Let's go. What's up, Picks? That game wrecked my sleep schedule last night, Picks. I'm fucking tired from staying up on that game. But it was worth it, man. You got the win. Doom, what's up, Doom? How you doing, Doom? Good to see you. Uh, Deacon White, the catcher, in the 3 spot. He's batting .267, 8 RBIs so far this season, 2 for 5 versus Valters. Al Spalding, the pitcher, is actually batting cleanup. He's batting .316 with 9 runs batted in. He's 2 for 5 versus Valters. Chick Fulmer, the shortstop, is in the 5 spot. Batting .279, 10 RBIs so far this season. He's 1 for 4 versus Valters. Denny Mack, the first baseman, is in the 6th spot. He is batting .271, 5 RBIs so far this season. He's 0 for 3 versus Valters. William Johnson is in the 7th spot. Second baseman batting 1 for 3 versus Valters this season. .231 overall with 9 RBIs. He is on a cold streak, though, is Johnson. John Glenn, right fielder, batting in the 8th spot. He is batting .354 with 12 RBIs so far this season. 0 for 4 versus Valters so far this season. Welcome in, Cello. Francis Abercrombie, probably the worst hitter in all of the majors right now, is in the 9th spot. Third baseman batting just .061 with 5 RBIs so far this season. He is 0 for 4 versus Valters this season. We'll do the pitching matchups in a moment. Then we'll do the hometown lineup for your New York Mutuals. Leading off will be second baseman Mike McGarry, batting .291, 7 RBIs so far this season. He's 0 for 3 versus Spalding. Steve Bellin, the third baseman, is in the 2 spot, batting .368 with 16 ribbies. He's 1 for 5 versus Spalding this season. Cal McVay, the catcher, is in the 3 spot, 1 home run, 16 RBIs with a .355 average. He's 3 for 5 versus Spalding this season. Henry Burroughs is in the 4 spot, left fielder, batting .214, 9 RBIs, 1 for 5 versus Spalding. Riney Valters, the pitcher, is in the 5 spot. He's batting .247 with 13 RBIs so far this season. He is 0 for 4 versus Spalding, though. Art Allison, the center fielder, is in the 6th spot, batting .307 overall. He's got 9 RBIs. He's 1 for 5 versus Spalding. Charlie Pabor, right fielder, going to be in the 7th spot, batting .248, 15 RBIs so far this season. He's 3 for 5 versus Spalding. George Ewell is in the 8th spot, the first baseman, batting .128, 5 runs batted in so far this season. He is on a cold streak, but he is also 2 for 5 versus Spalding this season. And then shortstop Pete Donnelly will round things out in the 9th spot. Shortstop batting .280 with 14 RBIs. He is 2 for 2 against Spalding this season. On the mound for the Cleveland Forest Cities will be Al Spalding. He is 11 and 7 in 19 starts with 1 no decision, 3.61 ERA with a 1.4 WHIP. He is 1 and 0 versus New York this season with a 5.0 ERA in that matchup. And for the New York Mutuals, it'll be Riney Walters, who is 11-12 in 23 starts with a 2.37 ERA and a 1.2 whip. He actually got the loss in the previous matchup versus Cleveland, but not a single one of the runs was earned against him. So he has a 0.0 ERA against Cleveland from that matchup. It's a 2:05 first pitch start. Clear skies, 69 degrees. For those of you that use Celsius, that's about 20. And the wind is blowing in from right to left at 12 miles an hour. We're ready to go. From the Union Grounds in Brooklyn, New York. A beginning of the late season matchup here for these two. As we get into it, let's begin with our first inning sponsor. DM Stewart is an awesome speedrunning retro game commentator who commentates the Final Fantasy Randomizer for FF1 and the Worlds Collide Randomizer for FF6. Give him a follow if you haven't already. The great DM Stewart is going to sponsor our first inning here today. I got to slide the book out because we need to get ready myself for this opening matchup. We are going to open packs and do perfect team after the game, by the way. For you VOD watchers on Twitch, that will not be the case. You will not see that in the VOD. But for you Twitch watchers, you are going to see that. Sorry, I still need I need another cup of coffee here soon. Right. Here we go. Riney Walters on the mound from the Union Grounds in Brooklyn, New York. The 12-7 Cleveland Forest Cities at the 11-12 New York Mutuals. And here we go. Dave Egler in the batter's box. The first pitch to him. And he takes that right down Broad Street for a called strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Off the plate, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. He's fouled that into the seats. It's 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. High and away, 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. High, ball 3. And the count is full. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Popped it up. Shallow center. Shortstop's back. Oh, he's fumbled it. Oh, he's fumbled it. Now, does that count as error, or is that count? That's going to get scored as a infield single. Looks like it was a communication error between the shortstop and the second baseman and the center fielder. And they let that ball drop. And so it will be an infield single for Dave Egler. Not really infield single, but a single nonetheless for Dave Egler. And Cleveland get the leadoff man aboard. Here's Fred Cone. First pitch to Cone taken high, ball 1. Here's the throw over to first, and the runner is back in time. The 1-0. And that's taken in there for a called strike, 1-1. Here's the 1-1. And he's hit him. He's plunked him. Has he not? Oh, no, he's bunted it. He's bunted it. So it's a sack bunt. I thought he hit him. He did not. He sack bunted. So Egler goes over to. I'm not hearing the bat sounds, which means I immediately got to do that. So I didn't hear the bat sound, so I assumed when the camera angle changed, he plunked him. But instead, he bunted it. They throw him out at first base. And Egler will go to second on the sacrifice bunt. Here's Deacon White settling in. First pitch to White. That's inside, and it gets by the catcher. That's a passed ball on catcher Cal McVeigh. And Dave Egler goes to third. There's the 1-0 pitch. And is that high? No, it's in the zone. 1-1. Is this a penalty? Has South Africa just won a penalty? Here's the 1-1. And that's taken low, 2-1. I want to see the replay because I think Torrey Penso's pointing to the spot. Ooh, that should not be a penalty. Oh, actually, hold on. The first angle shows that shouldn't be a pen. The second angle shows that actually probably should be a pen. And Penso has called it a pen. VAR is having a look. Here's the 2-1. That's grounded foul, 2-2. 2-2 pitch. High, ball 3. The 3-2 pitch. Grounded over to first. And the pitcher comes over to help make the play. 2 down. Scoring on the play will be Egler. It's an RBI ground out for Deacon White. And Cleveland have taken the early lead. It's 1-0 Forest Cities. It is confirmed to pen. Here we go. 83rd minute. And they score it. 1-1. Here's Al Spalding settling in. First pitch to Spalding. That's chopped into right field, but foul. Czechia's last game is going to be against Mexico. Republic of South Africa will finish against Republic of Korea. And that game is tonight. Korea, South Africa's tonight.
I owe allegiance to
Dave Klatzen, welcome in.
I intend to live by my own code now.
How are you? What were you up to? Shout out Dave, last playing out of the park. A UK streamer playing out of the park. Let me go over there and drop you a follow, my friend. How are you? Grab that. There we go. Grab that. There we go. Dropped you a follow. Good afternoon. Hello, sir. How are you? How was out of the park? What's your out of the park save? My name, by the way, I was playing OOTP, trying to conquer Dallas by winning the World Series with the Rangers. Currently, nice. Modern era. I take it modern day Rangers. For those that are new here, my name's Ben Akage. It's not Cage. It's not Kaj. It's Kage. But Benny for short is fine. We are playing out of the park. We play out of the park, Final Fantasy series, Football Manager. We're going to be playing a whole bunch of different games, probably like Halo Chief Master Collection. We've played F1 on this stream before. Maybe Saints Row as well is coming in. But that's what we do here. We're also eventually going to be rebooting our NHL 2K6 save. So look forward to that. I polled my Discord on what we should do with that save right now. That poll's still live for the managers that have redeemed it. But, yeah, that'll be coming back at some point. It's part 1 of 4 of a challenge I set myself to get me playing some games. Nice. Dave does Dallas. Nice. Are the Stars one of those teams? Guys, go give Dave a follow if you haven't already. But yeah, we are doing a commentary save of the 1871 season. It is the 21st of August. We started this back in May of last year. And 13 months later, we've gone from April all the way to the 21st of August, where we are at now. The Cleveland Forest Cities are 12-7. They are 1 game back in the American League of the Boston Red Stockings. The New York Mutuals are 11-12. They are 2.5 games back of the Rockford Forest Cities in the National League. Each team only plays 32 games, so this is game 20 for Cleveland. This is game 24 for New York. So we're going to be, I think, around the end of the summer, beginning of the fall, we will be into the actual 1871 World Series, which didn't actually exist. The World Series doesn't come in until 1903, but that's, out of the park lets you have that World Series prior to that. That is not a great and how the hell's he got the ball? Have you been watching the World Cup as well? Rangers in OOTP, Stars in Franchise Hockey Manager, FC Dallas in FM, and the Cowboys in Draft Day Sports. Oh, nice. You're managing an MLS. That warms my heart, man. That warms my heart. I'm an 11-year season ticket holder to my MLS club. So, always love it when the MLS is played on stream and just in general on FM. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Spalding. And that's taken high for a ball, 1-1. But nice welcome in, man. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Grounded over to short. The throw on to first is a bad throw. Over to first. It's a bad throw. It's going to be an E6. An error on the shortstop. That is shortstop Pete Donnelly getting credited with the error. If you're wondering why we're looking down, by the way, we have a score sheet. So every game gets scored. We're not there yet. I've just finished the first season that the Rangers just missed out on playoffs. It's all good. It's not bad, though. To just miss playoffs, it's something you can definitely build on for season 2. So. Here's Chick Fulmer settling in shortstop, 1-2 out. First pitch is swung on and missed, but it gets by the catcher. And Cal McVeigh with another pass ball that allows Spalding second base for free. Here's the 0-1, and that swung on and missed. 0-2. The 0-2 pitch is popped up in the infield. Second baseman, oh no, it's a base hit. That's really bad communication. That was definitely catchable. And we've already seen the poor communication cost them a base runner on Egler's play. And here it is costing them a base runner on Fulmer's at bat as well. So runners on the corners now with 2 down. That will go down as a single for Chick Fulmer. And Denny Mack settles in, the first baseman. Here is the first pitch to Mack. And he's lined that over to right field. It's stopped. It's a very good stop by the third baseman, but that was an absolute rocket, and he can only stop it from going into the outfield and becoming extra bases. Fulmer will go to second. Spalding will score from third. RBI single for Denny Mack. 2-0 Cleveland. Brings up William Johnson, second baseman. First pitch to Johnson. And he's offered at that one. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 to Johnson. He's fouled that off. It's 0-2 now. 2 on, 2 out for Johnson. The 0-2 pitch. He's popped it up. Shortstop's under it. This time he actually will make the catch. And the side is retired. 2 runs on 3 hits. And they left 2 men on base. We go to the bottom of the first here in Brooklyn, New York. It's 2-0 Cleveland. We are going to take ourselves, because the ads are 13 minutes away, 12 even. We are going to take ourselves the full 3-minute ad break. We will be back with more in 3 minutes' time. We welcome you back, bottom first, Brooklyn, New York. 2-0 Cleveland. Mike McGarry in the batter's box, set to lead things off for the Mutuals. Al Spalding on the mound for Cleveland. And we're ready for the first pitch to start the half inning, and that is grounded over the third. And that is fumbled by the third baseman. So we start with an E5, Francis Abercrombie, credited with the error. And that is how New York gets the leadoff runner aboard. That'll bring up Steve Bellin, third baseman. First pitch to Bellin. He's going to bunt that down. The throw over to first is in time. So the bottom of the first starts exactly how the top of the first did. A base runner and a sacrifice bunt. So McGeary over to second base with one out. Brings up Cal McVay, the catcher. First pitch to McVay. And he's offered at that one, 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Popped it up. Shallow center. And second baseman's there. He's got it, and that is 2 down. Brings up Henry Burroughs, the left fielder. 2 down, 1 on. Here's the first pitch to Burroughs. He's fouled it off, 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Grounded over the second. The throw on to first, that's in time. And the side is retired. No runs, no hits, but they left one man on base. We go top second here in Brooklyn. Cleveland got a 2-0 lead. It's going to be the 8-9-1 spots due up first. John Glenn set to lead things off. Before we get there, new ending means new sponsor. Lou IT Gaming is an awesome football manager streamer. He's got a cool solo save going. He's also part of a pretty cool network save with Raz DeBeer. He's going to be competing with us Wednesday in a World Cup save. So definitely check him out if you haven't already. The great Lou It Gaming. Give him a follow if you haven't already. He will sponsor our second inning here tonight. It took Volters 25 pitches to get out of the first inning. Harry is back on the mound for the second. Glenn settling in. The World Cup game has finished 1-1. First pitch to Glenn, that's way inside, ball 1. The 1-0. That's called a strike. It didn't look like one. 1-1. The 1-1. That one's just going to catch the outside corner. 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Fouled off. Still 1-2. The 1-2. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. 1 away. That'll bring up Francis Abercrombie, the third baseman. First pitch to Abercrombie. That's taken at the knees for a called strike, 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And that one's taken high, 1-1. The 1-1. That's taken high. That did not look like it missed by much. Called a ball, 2-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Off the plate, 3-1. The 3-1 pitch. At the knees, 3-2. Here's the 3-2 pitch. That's flied into right. That's going to land foul. Relax. It's good to see you, man. How you been? The 3-2. Popped it up. in the infield. Third baseman's coming over. He's got it. 2 down. I'm a live man. Hope you're well. I'm well. I'm on vacation. I hope you're well, man. What you got going on? Been watching the World Cup? We go back to the top of the order, and Dave Egler, who singled his first at bat. First pitch to Egler. And he takes that right on the outside corner for a strike. 0-1. I'm good. Been busy with work mostly. I've been able to catch most of it. Yeah. That sucks that you've been that busy with work. Here's the 0-1. That's high and away. It's going to be called a strike. 2-2. That was my 2020 through 2022. 2020 through 2022 for me, I missed everything I wanted to miss. I missed the Tokyo Olympics. I missed the Beijing Olympics. I missed I missed everything practically. I wasn't able to catch anything I wanted to catch. Hockey, baseball, Premier League, like I missed most of it. And it was only when the Qatar World Cup came on that I realized, like, I need to get back into the things I enjoy doing, you know? And now I have a pretty decent balance. Yeah, I don't even want to get to watch the game last night because they were showing it outside and I was inside. Oh, my God. There's the 0-2. I think that is flied out. Or actually, it's popped up in the infield. Shortstop's got it. And the side is retired. They go down in order in the top of the second. We move to the bottom of the second. 2-0 Cleveland. Be the 5, 6, 7 spots due up for New York. Riney Walters will get things started. Yeah, I was like that for 3 years, and it was not fun. Not fun. Thankfully, I got some work-life balance back with a job change, like a position change. Not even a job change, thankfully. Just a position change, but yeah. Right. We are going to take a 3-minute timeout. We will be back. Well, I hope it slows down for you a little bit so you can actually, focus on the things you want, though. I hope it slows down soon for you. We are back with more in 3 minutes' time. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Bottom second here in Brooklyn. It'll be Rainy Walters, the pitcher, who's going to lead things off for Cleveland. You know where I want to see this hit? Where? Where's that? Out of the park, baby. Yeah. Here's the first pitch to Rainy Walters. That is off the plate away. 1-0. Sorry for the break. We just was just handling something off the break. Thank you for the lurk, Spanky. Appreciate you. Here's the 1-0. And that's in there, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. And that is lined into center, base hit. And Walters has got a leadoff single. Second straight inning that New York gets the leadoff man aboard. Here is the, time to make some food. Sounds good. Here is the first pitch to Art Allison, the center fielder who settles in. Allison pulled the string on that one, but missed it. 0-1. If any team, if Mexico or Korea win the game tonight, they will be through. All right, here's the 0-1 pitch. That is lined into right field. Is it going to stay fair? No. It just goes foul. 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Off the plate, 1-2. You guys know what we're going to do with the ads. We're going to run a 3-minute ad break every middle of the inning. And we're going to push that ad timer out so that the Football Manager side of the stream can be ad-free. Except for a pre-roll. But it'll be ad-free after the pre-roll. Here's the 1-2. Grounded over to first. Pitcher comes over to help make the play. They got it, and that's one away. Walters will go to second base. Going to bring up Charlie Pabor, the right fielder. First pitch to Pabor. Grounded over to first. First baseman takes it to the bag himself. 2 down. Walters does get the third, but there's 2 outs now. That's going to bring up George Ewell, the first baseman. First pitch to Ewell. That's lined right at the shortstop. He's got it, and the side is retired. No runs on 1 hit. They left that man on base. We go top third in New York. 2-0 Cleveland. It'll be the 2, 3, 4 spots due up. Fred Cone will be the first man up. Bunt first. New inning, new sponsor as always. Bobby, FCG Mass, is an awesome Dutch streamer. Give him a follow if you haven't already. Playing Gamble with your friends, but we're probably going to play through a bunch of games together on the weekend starting next month, like Halo or Saints Row or F1. Give him a follow if you haven't already. Bobby, FCG Mass, will sponsor our third inning here tonight. Oh my sweet Mary. I'm trying to get Snip Tool up. Give me 1 second. I didn't call you. It's a fucking. Stop. All right, cool. We're squared away there. I got a spam call. I had a spam phone call. And I think it's from a fucking number I blocked, but whatever. Did I just call you Danish? I have no clue what you're talking about. I have no clue what you're talking about, Bobby. You're Dutch. Here's the first pitch to Fred Cohn. Cohn had to sacrifice bunt his last at bat. That's high and inside, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. Grounded over to third. The throw one to first is in time, 1 away. Don't check the VOD. That's all I have to say. Here's Deacon White. RBI ground out his last at bat. First pitch to White, and he swung on a miss. It's 0-1. I'm excited for the new emotes we're going to be getting. I'm looking forward to them. Here's the 0-1. Grounded over to first. First baseman will beat the runner to the bag, and that's 2 down. That's going to bring up Al Spalding, the pitcher. First pitch to Spalding. What's up, Beaver? Thank you for the lurk, by the way, Ducky. That's high, 1-0. They're going to check first base. He did not go. Here's the 1-0. And that one's going to catch the plate, 1-1. Here's the 1-1. That one is going to catch the inside part of the plate, 1-2. Are you able to do a custom match in this? Have 2 teams of viewers that do commentary on it? I should be able to set that up, yes. It wouldn't be in this universe. I would have to create a whole new universe. But yes, I can technically do a custom team. I might be able to even add them into 1871. Like people make custom database. Like if you look at Kamish, right, who was here last night, FKM Kamish LB. FKN for Fluffy Kitty Ninjas. Kamish LB. If you look at that, he has a universe mode where it's the 30 normal MLB teams, but he's added 5 expansion teams like the Portland Stags, the Montreal Expos, things like that. And he has almost everybody in that game is a community-created player. And then you also have Dr. Dynastic, who streams on both his own channel and on the Out of the Park Developments channel. He has a league called Red Rock League. That whole league is custom. Like all the teams are custom, all the league itself is custom, et cetera, et cetera. So you can make what you want. You can also play, I think, the British Baseball League, the Korean Baseball League. You can play, I think, you can play obviously the majors, the minors, in like AAA, Single A, Double A, Single A short season. And there's, I think, 3 other countries that you can play. And in 27, they've also added the World Baseball Classic. So you can play the World Baseball Classic as well if you want to play the World Baseball Classic. World Baseball Classic is essentially the World Cup for baseball. So, right, here's the 1-2 pitch. That's off the plate inside, 2-2. We don't do the custom players because these are all historical. So like all these players that you see on the screen are real life players who played baseball in 1871. This is their real names. The teams are the real teams. And I don't want to rename a new gen that because the new gens themselves are also going to be real baseball players. So when the next class of newbies comes in for the 1872 season, it will be real players who played during 1872. Providing top tier. What's up, Oogie? Good to see you, man. Here's the 2-2. And it's high and away, 3-2. Full count. The pitch incoming. Swung on and missed. He struck him out, and the side is retired. Nah, I didn't want you to do it in this. It was one-off match between your viewers. Is a bit of fun. That would be fun. Yeah, that could be fun. We could set that up. We could make you guys. We could make you and Lou manage the teams, and you could be Team Raz versus Team Lou. You guys have no clue about baseball. Trying to manage a team to a 9-inning game. Right, no runs, no hits, nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the third. It's 2-0 Cleveland. Hope you're well, by the way, Boogie. I'll be the pitcher. Nice. I'm sorry, not Boogie. Hoogie. Sorry. I only pitch fastballs. To be fair, they classify fucking everything as the wrong pitch nowadays. I keep seeing it, and I've had this argument with Sean Curtis on his channel, but I keep seeing a pitch that's like, oh, it's can you get OOTPs at Swank? But yeah, you can. You absolutely can. What was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, like in the modern era, they're like, oh, this pitcher threw a 98-mile-an-hour sinker. I'm sorry, if you throw a pitch at 98 miles an hour, it's not a sinker. It's a fastball. And Sean told me, he's like, but it's got the tailspin on it to move. And I'm like, that shit ain't moving. It's coming at you at 98 miles an hour. If it comes at you at 91 miles an hour, yeah, there's a little bit of late movement on it. But if it comes at you at 98 miles an hour, that pitch is going right by you, my man. That pitch is not moving anywhere across the plate. You know? A good slider is meant to be like 88, 91, and it moves across. It takes a little bit of dip, and it moves. And that's what it's supposed to be. So, because if you throw a pitch 98 mile an hour and it just moves across the plate a little bit, doesn't dip, that's a cut fastball. Because it's cutting. It's a cutter. It's cutting across the plate. But it won't cut very far because you're throwing it so hard. You know? So, I that's my beef with the modern era. My beef with the modern era of baseball is that they overemphasize velocity. And like 104, throwing 104, throwing 103. Tearing the tendons out of these pitchers' arms and then just giving them Tommy John surgery to realign the tendons so they can come back and throw harder. And it's like, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't want to lose your pitcher for 12, 13, 14 months to Tommy John surgery just so he can throw 104 miles an hour. You know, part of pitching is about mixing speeds and changing location. That's all what pitching is about. Mix speeds, change locations. Throw a changeup that's 88 and your fastball's 97 because you grip your changeup the exact same way you grip your fastball, and you're just taking a little bit off of it on the throw. So when the batter looks at your grip and he's looking at your pit, he's thinking that's a fastball, and he's timing it to be a fastball, and all of a sudden he's out in front of the pitch because you've taken 9 mile an hour off the pitch. So you're pitching high in the zone to get him used to it. Then you give him one at the knees that you can just squirt in there because he thinks it's going to be too low because all he's seen is letter height. And then you get him with that backdoor pitch. That's the part I love about pitching the most. Is there an official rule in baseball? Asking for a friend? Good luck. There are, but it's like 300, 400 pages, man. So. Right. I'm the kind of guy that likes a pitcher like Jamie Moyer, you know, who can mix speeds, change locations well, doesn't throw hella fast, but he can fool hitters still. I love the guys like that. Johan Santana, another one. Great pitcher back in the day. And he was a Met. So I'm giving him high praise, and he was a New York Met. Right. Well, we're going to take a 3-minute break. We'll be back with more in 3 minutes' time. Don't go anywhere. Right, welcome back. I didn't realize, I thought, I read that as official. I need to get my eyes checked. God damn. Maybe I just need to increase the font on my fucking chat. How about that? There. Because you said, is there an offsides rule in baseball? Not official rules in baseball. No, there's no offsides in baseball. So, you know how Twitch chat, if you go in, you can hit chat appearance, and under chat appearance, it gives you 4 different font sizes for your chat's font. I had it on the smallest one. Which, when I play Football Manager and I sit here, it's not too bad. But when I'm sitting back here, because I have to step the scorebook out underneath me, yeah, it can be, sometimes my eyes, they do nothing. In fact, I'm going to up it to second highest. That way I can actually fucking read the chat. How about that? Right, bottom third. 2-0 Cleveland. I need to go get an eye test, to be fair. So, I've never had, I don't know. My eyesight is good. It's still pretty good. It's like the one part of me that's really good. But I haven't had it's so expensive to get anything done here. And I don't know if you know this or not, right? I'm going to reveal something to you guys that you may not know. But vision is not covered in healthcare. So when you get your health, you guys know, unfortunately, that healthcare is provided, or healthcare policies are provided through your place of work over here in the U.S., right? So like all of your healthcare policies are provided via your place of work, right? Vision is not counted as part of your healthcare. So when you go to the doctor's office and they say, if they ever do an eye test where they ask you to like read a chart or whatever, like cover your ear and read this chart from like 10 feet, that test is not covered. And if you do that test as part of your physical, your insurance company can flat out just decline covering your physical, and then you owe the full amount for your physical, which is like $250, by the way. So the full amount. I got the weirdest eye. Mine has gotten worse over the past year. I think need varifocals. My left eye is -4. My right eye is +4. Wow. I'm not here either. Right. It's not here either. Yeah. But because it's not covered, right? Your dental plan is not covered out. Your dental plan is completely separate. So most places I've worked at, they offer you a health care plan. They offer you a dental plan. Not every place offers you a vision plan. So if you have to go get an eye test, it's 100% out of pocket. Which is why I've never had anything done with my eyes, because that I just can't afford that. Bottom third, Pete Donnelly settles in 9-1-2 spots for New York, and he's going to line this into right fair. And Pete Donnelly has got a leadoff hit. So don't even get me started on the dental. That coverage is so bad anyway. I will never get over Benny. What do you mean? Here's Mike McGarry settling in. I'm going to just say it's the microphone and the mixer. First pitch to McGarry. That's high, ball one. That's going to get by the catcher as well. Going to second is Donnelly. It's a wild pitch. Donnelly's in scoring position with nobody out. It's auto-tune. It's not auto-tune, Ducky. This is a Group B matchup between Switzerland and Bosnia and Herzegovina. And every team in this group has 1 point. Here's the 1-0. Swung on and missed. 1-1. It's taken me a long time to think my voice actually sounds good. You have it when you start. You have when you start commentating. You are going to have to fight imposter syndrome quite a bit. You know, the Mad Adder. Welcome in, man. Good evening or morning or whatever, Big Ben. It is 2:30 in the afternoon. Good evening to you, sir. How are you? I will get you a shout out. We tend to do one shout out at the top of the inning, and that person sponsors the whole inning. So just FYI, if you've never, been here when we do the Out of the Park. But we will obviously give you your flowers at some point in this stream, Matt Adder. No worries. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. Here's the 1-1. Grounded back up to the mound. That takes a big hop. That's a Baltimore hop. And it's an infield single. And Mike McGarry is aboard. Going to third will be Pete Donnelly. Runners on the corners with nobody out. Been a minute since I could catch a stream. I get that. I don't necessarily stream at the best time for you guys anyway. You know what I mean? Over in Europe and the UK. So, but how are you, man? It's good to see you. I hope you're well. Bennett, so you're talking to someone who did 5 years of calls. I get it. Yeah. When I first started commentating CS, it took me like 3 years to really get comfortable with my own voice. And then for the last like year, I really thought, I really like this. I'm really good at it. And then the last half a year, I just thought, I'm never really getting any opportunities, and it's just killing me, which it was. I mean, I was doing tournaments at midnight my time. Like the call times for tournaments for me would be like 11:30 p.m., 11:45 p.m. for a tournament start, because it was in Australia, and there were like anywhere from 13 to 14 hours between us, depending on things. So yeah, if you could just change your whole lifestyle to suit us, that'd be great. I'm gonna need you to work on Saturday. For you, my friend, anything, yeah. Runners on the corners, nobody out. This is Steve Bellin. He sacrifice bunted his last at bat. First pitch to Bellin. And he takes that off the plate. No, he's going to catch the outside corner. It's 0-1. Yeah, Viva is a legend. We fucking love Viva. Here's the 0-1. That's grounded foul. It's 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And that one's high. Ball 1. 1-2. The 1-2. A throw over to first, and the runner is back safely. That was called a ball. It's 2-2 now. 2-2 pitch. Swung on. Grounded over to first. It's a fumble by the first baseman. So it's an E3. First baseman Denny Mack gets credited with the error. Mike McGeary goes to second base. Coming in to score is Pete Donnelly. It's 2-1. Way to go, Butterfinger. Yeah. So this is the very first season of professional baseball in the world. 1871 is the year. I mean, the American Civil War is less than 40 years removed from this, right? So that's where we're at right now. They didn't play with gloves until like 1890. So it's 3% above dog shit. That's pretty true, yeah. But they didn't play with gloves until like 1890. And the error back then, there were a lot of errors that took place. Like a lot of errors. So, but they still had tacos, yeah. So that's good. In fact, the U.S. hadn't fully finished expanding yet out west. So this is pre-California Gold Rush. I grew up playing cricket. We don't get gloves at all. Yeah, I know. And that ball is even harder than the baseball. So I have a cricket ball in the house somewhere. I bought a cricket ball. I have a cricket bat as well. So that ball is hard, very hard. You don't want to get hit with that. Here's Cal McVeigh flied out to second base his last at bat. First pitch is taken high, 1-0. Yeah, many bruises had been had. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The only other sport that really did that to me, I mean, I got bruised once playing baseball, but was not ice hockey, but like hockey in general, like floor hockey or deck hockey or roller hockey. Because sometimes people just would line up for a slap shot, and when you take, it doesn't matter how soft the ball is. When you take a puck or a ball at 70 to 80 miles an hour, it's going to leave a bruise. Like, there's no other way about it. Here's the 1-0. And that one's going to dip into the dirt. 2-0. Yeah, hockey is gnarly too. I played field, ice, and roller hockey as a team. Yeah. Yeah, they're all great. All great. But yeah, that ball will hurt you. Here's the 2-0. That he offered at that one, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. And runners go. Throw over to third. Not in time. Double steal. Bellin goes to second on the steal. Mike McGarry gets the third on the steal. And it's 2 runners in scoring position now for New York with just 1 out. And New York sitting 2.5 games back in the National League. Cleveland just a game back in the American League, and only the pennant winners will move on to the World Series at the end of the season. The 2-2 grounded over to first. He will step on the bag himself, but the run will come home. Going to third will be Bellin. Coming home is Mike McGarry. It's an RBI ground out, and the game is tied at 2. It's going to bring up Henry Burroughs, left fielder. He grounded out his last at bat. Runner on third with just 1 out. First pitch. He's taking that in the zone. 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Lined right at the second baseman. He's got it, 2 down. That'll bring up pitcher Viney Walters. He singled his first at bat. First pitch to Walters now. And that's taken for a strike right down Broad Street. It's 0-1. The Philadelphia Inquirer wrote an article. I don't know if you guys know this. I said it in a few streams this morning, but there is a story coming out of Philadelphia this morning about the World Cup, which I think is phenomenal. So for those that don't know, there is a Rocky Balboa statue in Philadelphia, right? And it's not just the one on the top of the art museum steps. I think they moved it on top there. But there's a Rocky Balboa statue in Philadelphia, right? Well, a lot of times opposing fans, whether it's in the NBA, whether it's in the NHL, whether it's in the NFL, no matter what, when they come into town, they try to dress up the Rocky statue in all the opposing gear. You know? Most famously, the Kansas City Chiefs fans dressed up the Rocky statue in Chiefs gear ahead of the Super Bowl, and they got absolutely clapped in the Super Bowl by the Eagles, right? So every time that opposing fans have dressed up the Rocky statue, their team is going on to lose to the Philadelphia team they're playing. Well, Ecuador played Côte d'Ivoire last week, right? In Philadelphia. It was the first game in Philadelphia. And the Ecuador fans dressed up the Rocky statue in like Ecuador scarves and an Ecuador shirt, all this other stuff, right? Ecuador lost the game. So there's Brazilian fans who have done their research and realized it's a little bit of a curse. So they're going around social media of all bunch of these accounts that are managing or you know, giving out information to Brazilian fans who have traveled up here for the World Cup. And they're saying whatever you do, because their next game is in Philadelphia tomorrow against Haiti, they're saying do not dress up the Rocky statue. Do not put any Brazil gear on the Rocky statue whatsoever. The official quote, one of them said is there's bad juju around the Rocky statue. So they believe it's cursed. And they interviewed, they ran a report out here on local television where they interviewed some of the Ecuadorian fans who found out about the superstition after Ecuador lost to Côte d'Ivoire. And the Ecuador fans were seen like leaving unopened beer bottles at the Rocky statue to apologize to it and ask for its graces for the rest of the World Cup. And I'm like, this is just hilarious. This is just phenomenal. So that's what's going on in Philadelphia this morning. is there's a bunch of Brazilian fans that want to go run the steps of the art museum because that's like the famous thing to do in the movie. But they're told, like, don't dress up the Rocky statue when you get to the top. Just leave it alone. Take a photo of it, pose next to it if you want to, but like, just leave it alone. You have one mission on the day of the Brazil game. What's up, man? What's up, Peaceful Matty B? Nah, man. I just think it's funny. It's so funny they're taking to the same tradition. I'm like, oh. I love the World Cup. If that kind of stuff doesn't get you, doesn't tickle you, I don't think anything will. Right. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's grounded foul. 0-2 now. The 0-2 pitch. And that's going to get by the catcher. Coming home is Steve Bellin. He's safe at the plate. And New York have taken the lead. It's 3-2. How you doing, Peaceful Matty B? Here's the 1-2 pitch. That's grounded over to third. He's going to get, it's a misplay by the third baseman. And Rainy Walters is aboard. Does that count? That does not count as an error. That's going down as an infield single. The scorer has adjudged that to be an infield single. I'm good, brother. Cheers. How are you? I'm okay. I'm doing all right. Here is Art Allison, the center fielder. He grounded out his first at bat. First pitch to Allison. And that's taken low for a ball. I did not think that missed, but it's called a ball, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. High, 2-0. I've been enjoying the World Cup. I've watched every game so far except the Sweden game. Mainly because that game came on at midnight. It's like 11 p.m. or midnight, and I forgot to tape it. But then I woke up and saw that Sweden had won 5-1 anyway. So, but every other game of the World Cup I've watched so far, I've absolutely loved it. Here's the 2-0. That one is in there. 2-1. 2-1 pitch. Grounded over to first. Pitcher comes over, makes the play, and the side is retired. 3 runs on 3 hits, and they left 1 man on base. We go to the top of the 4th. It's 3-2 New York. It'll be the 5, 6, 7 spots due up for Cleveland. Chick Fulmer will be the first man up. Made my nan some ramen for lunch, and she said she never had it. Ramen was with oysters, eggs, and a crispy onion. It was even more delicious than it sounds. That sounds really fucking good. Razdabir is a awesome Football Manager streamer. He's got the solo save with Portsmouth men after being very successful with Portsmouth women, and he's also got a network save with Lewitt Gaming. Give him a follow if you haven't already. He is going to be hosting our World Cup get-together, play-along, if you will, tournament, whatever you want to call it, on Wednesday. So go give him a follow. Shout out Razdabir. He's going to sponsor our 4th inning here tonight. And garnish with garlic greens. That sounds really nice, actually. I actually don't know what we're having for dinner. There is a slice of pizza in there. I might have that. I mean, that's not going to be dinner, but just as a snack. Right. Chick Fulmer settles in. First pitch to Fulmer to start the 4th. And that one is right down Broad Street. 0-1. What is... Oh, it's a nice... Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's taken high, 1-1. I got new emotes coming, and I got like a huge what do you call it? I had like a huge list. So like the Princess Miu's like a VTuber that does emotes and other art on Twitch. Also plays games, but she's doing emotes for me as like a thank you gift for helping her move, and she gave me like this giant sheet that had like fucking hell 200, 300 examples of emotes on them, like all different, like crying and cheering and like all sorts of ones. So she's like, I want to make 4 emotes for you. Tell me which one. So I said, we're gonna have a Dedge one. We're gonna have a Stonks one. We're gonna have a not Stonks one. And then I can't remember what the other one I gave is gonna be. But I'm looking forward to them. Here's the 1-1. That is popped up down the right field line, drifting towards foul territory. It will land in the seats foul. I don't have a timetable for when they're going to be complete. That's all. Here's the 1-2. That's lined above the first baseman's head. Fair ball. And Chick Fulmer is the first base runner for Cleveland in 8 at-bats. That's going to bring up Danny Mack. He RBI'd singled his last at bat. He bunched this down the first base line. Second baseman's coming over to cover. The throw is not in time. What if they hit the ceiling? Well, they played this in a park back in 1871, so there is no ceiling. Infield single for Mack. Going to second is Chick Fulmer. I can't remember what the rule is for like Tropicana Field when they played there. I think it was either a foul ball or a ground rule double. Madness at Old Trafford. What's going down, Smokaya? I got a big sneeze coming. Hold on. Oh my God! You beat Man U 4-1. Thank you, Man. I appreciate it. In the Champions League, I take it. Here's the first pitch. That is bunted down to the mound. The throw over to first is a bad throw. Oh no! And it's going to cause the runners to advance the base. So it's an E1. It's an error on the pitcher. That is pitcher Reini Walters getting credited with the error. Johnson goes to second on the error. Going to third on the error is Denny Mack. Chick Fulmer will score from second base, and the game is tied again. Sorry, but you have every right to be, man. I'm happy for you, dude. I can see the ceiling. The ceiling is not programmed into out of the park. So you won't hit the ceiling. They won't hit the ceiling. That's going to bring up John Glenn, right fielder. He struck out his first at bat. That first pitch is off the plate away, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch inside, 2-0. The 2-0 pitch is off the plate, 3-0 now. There's the 3-0 pitch, and taking all the way is John Glenn. It's 3-1. The teams are out in the World Cup. Switzerland, Bosnia-Herzegovina. Hitters count. Here's the 3-1 pitch, and he's taking that right down the chute, 3-2. Full count. Here's the pitch. Grounded over to short. That is going to be a tough play to make. There is no play. Little dribbler. Gets by everyone. It's an RBI single for Glenn. Scoring from third is Denny Mack. Going to third is William Johnson. 4-3 Cleveland. Canada is in this group. So if it's a 1-1 draw, I'm okay with that because it means Canada can jump to the top of their group. Right. Nobody out. Runners on the corners. Francis Abercrombie settling, and he popped up to third base his last at bat. First pitch is off the plate away, 1-0. There's the 1-0. That's going to get by the catcher. And scoring from third base is William Johnson. Glenn will go to second. Cleveland have a 5-3 lead. Here's the 2-0, and that's grounded over to first. And pitcher comes over to help make the play. And that's one away. Going to third is Glenn. So 90 feet away with just one out. Here's the first pitch to Dave Egler. And that's going to catch the corner, 0-1. Egler is 1 for 2 so far today. First pitch, I'm sorry, the 0-1 pitch is off the plate. It's 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That one is just off the plate, 2-1. The 2-1. He's popped it up right behind second base, and the shortstop's got it. 2 down. That'll bring up Fred Coney's 0 for 1. First pitch to Cone, and that one is taken right at the knees for a strike, 0-1. My hip has been hurting so much that I took 2 ibuprofen. I still feel pain. What did you do to it? Like, why did it start hurting? There's the 0-1. Grounded back to the mound. The throw over to first is in time, and the side is retired. 3 runs on 3 hits, and they left 1 man on base. We go to the bottom of the 4th, 5-3 Cleveland. I dislocated it last summer during footy practice. You haven't had, oh. Spent half a year just walking, running, playing with. Oh my God. Oh my God. Well, I hope it's back in place now. Good Lord. Right. Rest up if you need to, Bobby. Absolutely. Right. We are going to take a 3-minute timeout. We'll be back with more in 3 minutes' time. Is it in place yet? It just hurt. Fair enough. My knee does that. I had this knee rebuilt, and it does that as well from time to time. It can predict the weather now. Right. We'll be back with more in 3 minutes. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Is that a booking 29 seconds in for the Swiss? That would be hilarious if that was. Bosnia's anthem was so cool and dramatic, belongs at the end of a movie after winning some tough battle. Also, 9 of 11 players on Bosnia has a surname ending in IC or itch. Yes. Here's right fielder Charlie Pabor to get things started here. Bottom fourth. New York trailing by 2. First pitch. And that is taken high for a ball. 1-0. Pabor grounded out his first at bat. Here's the 1-0. He swung on a miss. That's 1-1. The 1-1 grounded to short, and the shortstop fumbles it. Been forgetting to track him. Shortstop Chick Fulmer credited with the error. The third one for Cleveland in this game. The second one for Cleveland in this game. Hang on. Who has been credited with the errors? Hold on. Because I have 3 errors. I have that being the third error. That is not credited as an error. That is being scored as an infield single. It's adjudged to have been hit well enough to be credited as an infield single. That'll bring George Ewell up. Ewell lined out to short his last at bat. First pitch. Throw over to first. Runners back safely. First pitch is taken on the inside corner for a strike. 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Popped it up into left field in foul territory. And that will land in the seats in left. It'll be 0-2. There's the 0-2. Check swing. They asked third base. He did not go, says the third base umpire. 1-2 now. The 1-2 pitch. High. 2-2. The 2-2. Off the plate. 3-2. That did not miss by much. Here's the full count pitch. Lined into left. Is that going to stay fair? No. We do it again. Here's the full count pitch. Off the plate, ball 4. And Ewell draws a walk. That'll bring up Pete Donnelly. He singled his last at bat. First pitch to Donnelly. Off the plate, the throw over to third. Not in time. And Pabor steals third base. They did not move Ewell on the play. So the double play ball is still in effect, but there's nobody out still. Runners on the corners. The first pitch, that is called, or the 1-0 pitch is a called strike. It's 1-1. Here's the 1-1. That is popped up in the infield. Third baseman's there. He's got it. 1 away. Brings up the top of the order in Mike McGarry. He's 1 for 2 so far today. First pitch to McGarry. Lined into right. Is that going to stay fair? No, it just hits the foul side of the corner. Here's the 0-1. Check swing. They ask the first base umpire. He went around, says the first baseman. And so it's 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Off the plate, 1-2. The 1-2. Grounded foul in front, still 1-2. Here's the 1-2. High and away, 2-2. The 2-2 pitch is lined into left center field, base hit. And this is going to be an RBI single for Mike McGarry. Ewell goes to second. Pabor scores. It's a one-run game, 5-4. That's going to bring up Steve Bellin. Second baseman is 0 for 1 so far today. First pitch, he's fouled that off. Do you know your list of rules don't fit on a 28-inch monitor? It's that large. Yes, I do. That's also why I have a command for them. Yeah. What's crack-a-lackin'? Another much. How are you, Crack? Good to see you, man. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Grounded over to second. They go to second. It's a bad throw. It's a bad throw. It's an E4. Going to second is McGarry. Going to third is Ewell. Second baseman William Johnson gets credited with the error. That is definitely an error that time. Third of the game for Cleveland. No, I don't. I did not. Viva. Viva, I swear to God, Viva. I'm not giving you your points back. I don't even know who Van Hecke is. Apparently he played for Brighton. I'm 100% in World Cup mode, Craig. 100% in World Cup mode. The West Ham app keeps sending me notifications like, oh, we've got this coming up, this coming up. I'm like, I don't care. World Cup. Don't care. It's not the season yet. It's not important. Here's Cal McVay. He's 0 for 2 so far today with an RBI. First pitch is right down broad, 0-1. Starting center back for the Netherlands. Fair enough. Do you think it's good that I do if they sell Romano or Van den Ven? Do you think that's good? I do if they sell Romero or Van den Ven. You mean Spurs? I mean, I think they have to sell Romero. I don't know about Van den Ven, but I definitely think Romero has to go. Here's the 0-1. He pulled the string on that one and missed it. 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Popped up in foul territory. First baseman there. He's got it, and that's 2 away. That'll bring up Henry Burroughs. Burroughs is 0 for 2. Bases loaded, 2 outs. First pitch to Burroughs. He's popped that up. Third baseman comes in. He's got it, and the side is retired. 1 run on 2 hits, and they leave the bases loaded. We go to the top of the 5th. 5-4 Cleveland. It'll be the 3, 4, 5 spots due up. Deacon White will get things let off. To my knowledge, they both have 3 years on their contracts, and Romero is their captain. correct. But I think after the bullshit of him not wanting to be at the Spurs relegation match, you got to either strip him of the captain, you got to get him out of the club. I mean, he definitely shouldn't be captain if that's the case. Right. New ending, new sponsor. Swanky Pants is an awesome football manager streamer. Also plays some other games like Fall Guys, World of Warships, Rocket League. Give him a follow if you haven't already. The great Swanky Pants will sponsor our fifth inning here tonight. Top fifth. And Deacon White set to lead things off. 0 for 2 with an RBI. First pitch, and he's fouled that off. It's 0-1. You are at risk of having a goal or something spoiled, by the way. Just FYI. Not by Sports Score Bot, but by me. Because I have the game on, and I am about 30 seconds ahead of all your feeds. Mainly because the game is being played in the United States, so my distance to the feed is a lot shorter than y'all's. Here's the 0-1. That's off the plate, 1-1. The 1-1. Fouled into the seats, 1-2. I know Switzerland have been all over Bosnia to start. Here's the 1-2. He's fouled that to the backstop, still 1-2. The 1-2. High and in, 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. That's grounded down the third base side. Throw over to first in time. One away. It's going to bring up Riney Volters. I'm sorry, it's going to bring up Al Spalding, the pitcher. Here's the first pitch to him. That's grounded right in front of home plate. The throw over to first. Bad throw. It's not in time. And Spalding has an infield single. That's his first knock of the afternoon. Here's Chick Fulmer. He's 2 for 2 so far today. First pitch to Fulmer, and that's lined into right field. Is that going to stay fair? It does not. Foul is the call. There's the 0-1 to Fulmer. And he swung on that one, 0-2. There's the 0-2 pitch, inside, 1-2. The 1-2 is flied out, popped up, I should say. Shallow left, shortstop's back there. He's got it. That's 2 down. Here's Denny Mack. He's 2 for 2 so far today. First pitch to Mack. And he's taking that for a strike at the knees, 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. And that one just misses, 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Popped it up in the infield. Third baseman's coming in for it. He's got it, and the side is retired. No runs on one hit, and they left that man on base. We go to the bottom of the fifth. It's a 1-run ball game. Cleveland leading 5-4. It'll be the 5, 6, 7 spots due up for New York. Riney Volters will be the first man up. We are going to take ourselves a 3-minute break. We'll be back with more in 3 minutes' time. No, God damn it. Right, welcome back. Zig, welcome in. Zig wants a poker chip, which means he's getting 5 white. He's up to 5 white poker chips now. There you are, sir. There you are, my man. 5 white poker chips is what you're up to. Welcome in, Zig. I hope you're well, man. Welcome back, everybody. Bottom 5th here in Brooklyn. Good game. Thank you, Viva. Appreciate it. We've got our karma, our caffeinated water just for you, Viva. Just for you. A little pick-me-up that's needed in all honesty. Right. Riney Volters will settle in. He's 2 for 2. First pitch to Volters. Can I get a refund on that one? Why? Why? Throw over to first. That's in time. 1 away. There, I've refunded you. Thanks. You're welcome. Here's Art Allison. He's 0 for 2. First pitch to Allison. Swung on that one. 0-1. Now pour it out. No. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Allison. Lined into, or just popped it up right at the third baseman. He's got it 2 down. That's going to bring up Charlie Pabor. Pabor is 1 for 2 so far today. First pitch to Pabor. He has rocketed that into right. That is going to stay fair. One hop, it's off the wall. Pabor could go to third. The throw is going to come into third. Safe at third from Charlie Pabor. Big triple from the right fielder, and that brings up George Ewell, who's 0 for 1 with a walk. Oh my goodness, that was almost a monster goal from Switzerland. Wow. Here's the first pitch to Ewell. Fouled it off. 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Swung on and missed. 0-2. The 0-2. High. 1-2. The 1-2. Lined into left. Is that going to stay fair? No, it just hits off the foul side of the wall. The 1-2. Inside. 2-2. A 2-2 pitch. High. 3-2. Full count. Here's the pitch. He's popped it up. deep down the right field line. Right fielder's there. He's got it, and the side is retired. No runs on one hit, and they left that man on base. We go top sixth in Brooklyn, 5-4 Cleveland. It's the bottom of the order, 2 up for the Forest Cities. William Johnson will get things led off. But first, new ending, new sponsor. Skull is an awesome football manager streamer who also plays some other games like Rocket League and Fall Guys and the Game of Life. Give him a follow if you haven't already. The Great Skull is going to sponsor our 6th inning here tonight. William Johnson settles in. We are ready for the first pitch in the 6th. And that one's taken low and away. Ball 1. Here's the 1-0. He's popped it up. Right behind second base. Shortstop's there. He's got it. 1 away. That brings up John Glenn. He's 0 for 1. Or, I'm sorry, he's 1 for 2. First pitch to Glenn. He swung on and missed. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. He's popped it up. Pretty much in the same spot. Shortstop's there. He's got that one too. 2 down. Here is the. This is I was so odd in the game. This is Francis Abercrombie. He's 0 for 2. First pitch to Abercrombie. And it's off the plate, 1-0. The 1-0. That one's taken at the knees, 1-1. The 1-1. Fouled off, 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Lined into left, but foul. The 1-2. And he's popped it up pretty much to the shortstop as well. The shortstop getting all the action in this game. There's 3 straight pop-outs to the shortstop. And that will retire the side. They go down in order here in the top of the 6th. We move to the bottom of the 6th. It's still a 5-4 Cleveland game. The 9-1-2 spots do a Pete Donnelly will lead things off. We are going to take a 3-minute break. We'll be back with more in 3 minutes' time. Thank you for the lurk, Dave. Zig, what's good, man? Sorry. Friend and I were going back and forth for a second on something they needed help with. Or they asked me for an opinion on something, so we were discussing it during the break. Thank you for the lurk, Dave. Appreciate you. I always try to make time for people. I always try to make time for people, man. Right, 5-4, bottom sixth. I did a thing. What'd you do, Zig? What did you do? Pete Donnelly settling in. First pitch. And that one's going to catch the outside corner, 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Popped it up. Second baseman coming in. He's got it, one away. I might have to message you on... check your Steam message. Oh, shit. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Friends. Thingy. Oh, what is this? Is this like every set complete? Is that what this is? So you've got everything maxed. Fully leveled up bag. Nice. Oh, Benny, dang. You dang something. I'm sorry. Nice. Well done, Zig. Congrats, man. That's a grind, man. You had to really grind that out to get that full. To get that bag like that. Mike McGeary settling in. He's 2 for 3. First pitch to McGeary. Is there no orange putter? That's way off the plate. Like, that's the only thing I see is the gold putter. And I don't know if that's, like, out of place or there's literally no orange equivalent to it, you know? Here's the 1-0. He swung at that one, 1-1. There's the 1-1. Lined into right. And that's a single for McGeary. 1-1 with 1 out. The 1-1, the first pitch, that's a bunt. Bunt from Steve Bellin to throw to first. He beats the bunt. It's an infield single. McGeary gets the second. And it's 2-1 with 1 out now. In all seriousness, you trying to be a good guy is why I tuned in, bro. Plenty of things that people are entertaining. Few are entertaining and good. I try. I think that's the important thing, right? I'm not going to get it right. I'm going to treat people wrong. I'm going to there are going to be people I wind up mistreating, But I'm never going to not try. That's the important thing. You know what I mean? So. And I have to understand that with other people as well, that I'm going to be mistreated myself. And sometimes they'll try to make amends for it. And sometimes they're not going to think that they've done anything wrong. And the people that try to make amends for it, you keep in your life, because they're good people. You just got to understand that they're never going to be 100% either. And the people that are oblivious to it or ignorant to it, whether willful or not, you don't keep around in your life. And you set your boundaries and you keep them outside of it. And that's kind of, it's just kind of the way you got to handle things. I had a situation yesterday, which is why I'm bringing up the conversation. I had a situation yesterday with someone I've supported for a very long time. A very long time. Like, I've known them about 6 or 7 years, and we're all in like a group chat together. And somebody had asked me about the art I was getting done. And I said, yeah, I'm getting art of my character done. Like, I can post the art if you guys want to see it, because I had never talked about it to this group. And they said, yeah. And they said, yeah. So I started posting one image a day, and 2 or 3 people were like, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, what do you mean? And they're like, what is this? And I'm like, read the conversation. And then they're like, why would you even get art commissioned like that? And I'm like, listen, I don't have time for this. Like, if it's not something for you, just ignore it. But don't act disrespectful. Do you know what I mean? Like, don't be disrespectful like that. And they're like, they swapped it around. They were like, well, you could just ignore me. And I'm like, that doesn't excuse your fucking behavior. You know what I mean? Like, so eventually I'm just like, listen, some of y'all I'm really good friends with, and I have your number already. I'll just text you individually. Like, the rest of y'all, we're done here. And I just left the group chat. Because I'm like, I know the one guy I'm really cool with. I can text him or message him whenever. He's a cool dude. He's a really cool dude. So I'll just text him one-on-one privately if ever I want to talk to him. Like, I don't need to be in that group. You know, there's 2 or 3 others I liked in that group, but they're like, they weren't saying anything, and it's just like, well, we don't need to. Maybe it wasn't disrespectful or it's being misconstrued. It's like, I don't have time for it. I'm not gonna make time for it either. So I'm just gonna leave, and I'm letting you guys gonna fucking live with it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's life. Everyone has feelings, and sometimes you hurt them, and they hurt you out of ignorance or lack of forethought. But what's important is lack of malice. Yes, exactly. That's exactly willingness to bend what you break. I think that's 100% correct. I agree. Is he? I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean by that. That's how I felt with certain group on Discord. Did a very small thing and got spat out. But cursing out a woman and saying a lot of bad stuff is okay. At the point I was like, I'm leaving. Y'all are a bunch of immature. Yeah, exactly. Exactly it. Somebody, you know what the person said? The one person said, because I posted it. Listen, it was like 5 of us, right? It was me and 5 other people. And the one person, or 2 of them said, yeah, post it. The other 3 didn't say anything. And I asked that conversation. I had that conversation on Saturday. So on Tuesday, I posted the first piece, right? And they were like, oh, that's really cool. 2 people were like, that's really cool. It's really good art. On Sunday, that was on Tuesday. Yesterday, I posted the second piece. And somebody responded and said, this is the worst thing I've seen all week. And somebody else said, ew, I don't need to know about your fetishes. I'm like, it's not. It's just a fucking piece of art. Like, relax. And I said that. I said, you got to relax. And then the other one, I said, you, however, need to knock that the fuck off. Because that's disrespectful. And that's when they said, well, if you think that people can just ignore it, why don't you ignore them? And I'm like, because I'm not the one going at anybody. You know what I mean? Like, they're the ones that fired the first shots, man. Yeah, who gives a damn? Exactly. So I'm like, listen, I'm just going to leave. Fuck y'all. So I messaged the one guy. I just said, hey, you want to talk? We have our number. Like, I have your number. You have mine. Just fucking text me if you want to talk and stay in touch. And I just left the group. I'm like, I ain't got time for this. I'm not going to make time for it either. You know what I mean? So, I'm completely ignoring that other comment about the coolest player crack. But yeah, like sometimes you just gotta. It's called really, honestly, it's called protecting your peace. You know what I mean? That's the main thing. It's called protecting your peace. Okay? You have to protect your peace sometimes. You know? And some people might look at you as immature, like, oh, why, the moment that we disagree, you leave the group. It's not that the moment we disagree, we leave the group, because we've been a member for we've had it going for 7 years. It's the moment that I am done feeling like, or done putting up with being disrespected, that I'm going to leave the group. Do you know what I mean? And when I say, hey, this isn't right, some people go, instead of going, you know what, that's right, that's probably rude, they go, well, why don't you just try to, or why don't you calm down, or why don't, no. You know? There's a right way to handle things, and there's a wrong way to handle things. And being disrespectful and then telling somebody to just ignore being disrespected is not the way to handle things. So it's like, sometimes you just realize we're not getting anywhere here. We're not going to get anywhere here. And that's going to foster an environment that's going to allow to happen again. So we're just going to leave the environment. And we're just going to, that's all we're going to do. You know? And we're all, the group started because we're all mutuals of one person, right? In that group. We're all mutuals. We got to know each other through one person. And if she loses a friend for it, she loses a friend for it. Like, it's on her to reach out to me now to say, hey, I saw what you posted. This isn't, I'm sorry that happened. Let's talk. Then we talk. And if that doesn't happen, then it's the end of that chapter. We move on. It's just the long and the short of things, right? Cannot count how many spaces, both online and IRL, I have fully disengaged with in the last 10 years because they were simply unnecessary to my life. That happens. Not everybody sticks around the whole time, In fact, very few do. So I need you to put the wrestling artist at command. Crack, I have so much of it now. Norberto did 3 separate comics for me. One page, 2 or 3 page comics. And then 0721 Kin29N did a comic for me as well on Skeb. So I have literally like 4 separate wrestling comics now. And that one from Kin29N is also a one-pager. I mean, when I left that group in the Discord, the people who messaged me were people not even in that group, worried that they did something. And that told me enough. Yeah. I have friends I've fallen out with because they've just not even fallen out with, just drifted apart with, because we just don't. There's no willingness to understand the other party. That's like the most important thing, is we're not always going to get it right, but you have to at least try and understand where the other person's come from. I'm like 30 now. I don't want to sound old, but I'm done with all the yeah, exactly. I'm the same. I'm 38, Bobby. I'm the same way. Would you consider making that character in a VTuber model, or is it just for the love of the game you're getting? So, Crack, it was originally a gift. All the art was a gift, or is a gift, to Leah. Because she made the character. And she gifted me the character for my birthday. So, in return, I got all this art made for her. I've thought about VTubing. I would not want to do it with that character. I fucking have fallen in love with the character, right? Like, fallen in love with the character. But I wouldn't have it on the stream as a VTuber because the character's female and I'm male. And I don't identify, I identify as male as well. So it's like, I would be uncomfortable for me to act as a gender that I don't identify with, if that makes sense. I just wouldn't feel comfortable in doing that. And if I felt if I did go that route, I would get a voice changer, and I feel like I would. I've been doing this streaming for almost 7 years. I don't think that's the way to go. I just wouldn't be comfortable with it in the end. Like, just none of it about it. So the character is going to stay around. I'm getting new assets made for Twitch, new starting soon screens and BRB screens. And you're going to see my OC in those screens. And I think that's probably the extent of which you're going to see it, is just really cool art. And Also, just some on the starting soon screens as well. I mean, I have some stuff I won't even post. Like, I'm never posting it. It's just for me. And I have some art that I need to update the VSona with, like, a lot, because I haven't updated the VSona in, like, literally almost a month. And I have so much art to put on there. So I think it's just going to be a page I maintain. And I'm going to try to spread her around more so that she gets around more and, like, you know, she's a little bit more noticeable. And because people seem to take a liking to her in a lot of the art circles I've been posting the art to. So, you know, getting her a little bit more popular would be cool. But, yeah. Because at one point I rejoined the server, but then when I joined a call, they would on purpose join a different voice call. Like, just let me tell you, you don't like me at that point. Yeah, I wouldn't even. Yeah. I'm at that point with Mia's Discord, Bobby. Mia makes music. We rate a lot. Love Mia. Phenomenal individual. But that Discord was the one that I posted in about. If you guys were here for Action Timing in last week, and you remember the rant we did on black characters and race and the concerns that we had on them, and that was the Discord where somebody told me just lighten her skin, and you won't have an issue getting her portrayed accurately. And I'm like, that's not acceptable answer at all, like ever, like not an acceptable answer ever. That happened in Mia's Discord. And the mods in Mia's Discord decided to delete the entire conversation. And I went off on the one mod because I said that censorship isn't the issue. Or it's not the answer. It's not the resolution. You know? Telling someone to not be racially insensitive is probably the solution. Or at least the start of it. But that wasn't the route they took. So I left Mia's Discord. And now I'm like, it's not on Mia. I still like Mia. Mia never said anything about it. She was actually very supportive. She was like, I understand your frustration. But it's like the mods create an environment where they can allow that to occur again. Because instead of addressing the conflict, they just try to hide it. And it's like, that doesn't make conflict go away. You know what I mean? So now I'm like, I'm at odds because it's like, I don't know. I still like Mia. I still like Mia's streams. I've got nothing against Mia. Mia's phenomenal. But the environment that's been created in that Discord now lets me know that, like, it's not the place it advertises itself to be. And I'm not comfortable being in that environment knowing they're willing to let stuff like that slide, or they're willing to censor stuff like that instead of actually address the problem. And so, like, it may come a time 6 months, 12 months from now that I rejoin that Discord. It's all blown over. But it's the fact that, like, that's not a good sign. Do you know what I mean? So, if I get a job in the next 11 days, I might get new assets. Nice, crack. Off is the direction for them. Yeah. Exactly, 100%. Oh, yeah, I remember that massive rant. I haven't rejoined a call since then. Yeah. At this point in my life, I have time for genuine people, funny people, kind people, thoughtful people, smart people. And you don't have to be all of them. You could just be thoughtless, rude, unrepentant, and mean-spirited, and be in my life by choice. Yeah, removing history makes it prone to be repeated. Exactly, I agree. Especially when I said this is, like, I'm having a problem with this. And the first reply is somebody suggesting the very thing I'm having a problem with. It's like, come on, dude, read the fucking room. You know what I mean? I mean, I care about the owner behind the Discord a lot, but the environment behind him has no clue about. The group is very toxic if you don't act like a fellow. Yeah, exactly. So that's the way with this group. I care about the owner. She's really cool. But she's also in a place where the person that said that was the most disgusting thing they've seen all week, they're a closer friend to her than I am. So it's like she's not going to get punished because the others in the group told me, well, she's just rude a lot of the times. And I'm like, just because that's her nature doesn't make it acceptable. Like, do you understand? Like, do people understand that? You know what I mean? It's not acceptable to be rude, and just because that they're like that all the time to everybody equally doesn't mean it's acceptable. You know what I mean? Because it's like, sure, you're treating everybody equally, but you're not treating them well. There's a difference. Just because you treat somebody equally doesn't mean you're treating them well. It's about treating them well and having respect and doing all that. You know what I mean? And I'm tried to get that point across, and they didn't care. And I'm like, well, if the mindset of the group is that we're willing to let that explicit rudeness go, then this is not going to be a constructive environment, and I'm going to leave it because it's not indicative to my my peace, my mental health. Like there's no purpose in being here anymore. So that's why I left. Like I did think a lot. I did thank him because through him I found you, and through you I found crack and such. I got way more in common with you lot than them. Nice. Oh, Uncle Mikey, he's just racist. Bless his heart. Isn't the right answer? That I mean, it wasn't this group. This group I'm talking about yesterday wasn't anything about race, but it's essentially in that same frame. Yes, yes. You know. Right. Where are we at in this game? 2 on, 1 out. Cal McVay is settling in. It's 0 for 3. And that's fouled off. It'll be 0 1 to count. I think that's my biggest thing. People can say people can act that way all they want, right? Out of context, this message is insanely funny. Yeah. I mean, people can act any way they want. They have every liberty to act the way that they want. They have every liberty to say, I don't care about anybody else. I don't care about how people perceive me. I don't care about how other people think of me. I don't care about how other people take my jokes. That you have free reign to do all of that, right? But just know there is a responsibility to carry yourself well. And if you act like that and you don't carry yourself well, you're going to be, like, you're not going to be somebody that I'm going to associate with. Do you know what I mean? Like, and if you don't care about that, that's fine. But I would, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to think you're a very good individual if that's the case. And when somebody asks me about you, I'm going to say as much, you know? So I just think, and you're going to make a lot more enemies than you do friends, you know? And I'm not saying everybody has to like you. You're always going to have enemies. But, like, you have a responsibility to treat other people kindly, right? You have a responsibility to be thoughtful of others, okay? In my opinion. You have that greater responsibility. And how you handle that responsibility will show that you are either a responsible person or an irresponsible person, and I don't want to deal with people who are irresponsible. I think that's the main line, right? Cousin Jack has always been a stabber. It's just as well. Yeah, it's just, I think that's the end of the line, right? I think that's like the base goal, right? So, here's the 0-1 pitch to Cal McVay. That's the inside 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And that is a call strike. It's 1-2. Unless they're a Spurs fan, then you have responsibility to berate them. I can't do that to David Naomi. He's too kind to me. I can't do that to the most. I think that's the other thing, too, is like people look at like, well, what if you're into like really creepy stuff or whatever, you know what I mean? Or what if you like something that's taboo? And it's like that. None of that should matter. How you treat other people is what matters the most. You know, I think that's the most important thing. Treat other people well and accept the responsibility to be kind and thoughtful to them. And I think that's the 100 that go. If you can do that going forward, 6 times out of 10, 2 times out of every 3, then you know, we'll come out every you know, all of us will improve in the end together. That batter was so disciplined standing like that for so long while we chatted. Here's the 1-2. That's grounded over to short. They go to second for one. They're only going to get the lead runner. So fielder's choice. And runner Mike McGeary goes to third. The arm strength was legendary. Nice. Barney. Here's Henry Burroughs, left fielder, 0 for 3. And he's going to take that for a called strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Swung on and missed, 0-2. I say that last part because I see just the amount of problems that the art community has, not like with themselves, but like with payment processors and PayPal and just having accounts shut down and I just look at this and I'm like, this should never be the way, you know. No, I'm not gonna do backyard baseball. The GOAT Pablo, but I am gonna delete that message. Here's the 0-2. It's a fun game. It's just not for me. Does he beat the batter? He does beat the runner to the bag. Does Burroughs, and that will retire the side. Or not Burroughs. Burroughs is beat to the bag. And so no runs on Do It. And they left 2 aboard. We go to the top of the 7th. It is 5 for Cleveland. That's 100% right. That's 100% correct, Bobby. It is a good game. It is a good game. It's just not my kind of game. That's all. Right. Heinze is a awesome football manager streamer. Give him a follow if you haven't already. The great Heinze is going to sponsor our 7th inning here tonight. Riney Walters settles in. He'll lead things off bottom. I'm sorry, not Riney Walters. I'm saying bottom. It's the top. It is the top of the order for Cleveland. Dave Egler leading things off. He's 1 for 3. First pitch. And that is right down broad. 0-1. Riney Walters. Now, if he ain't Dutch. You want me to look him up? He was born in, is it Nieuwenschans? Nieuwenschans in the Netherlands. Bad Nieuwenschans is a village in the northeastern Netherlands on the border with Germany. It forms part of the municipality of Oldham. Nieuwenschans means new fortification. In 2009, the word bad or spa was prefixed to the name of the village to promote it as a tourist destination. He was born March 17th, 1844, and was a professional baseball player. He played 5 seasons in the National Association of Baseball Players from 1886 to 1870 as an amateur, and 3 seasons in its professional successor, the National Association of Baseball Players, from 1871 to 1873. He was the first Dutch professional baseball player in the world. While he was primarily a pitcher, he also played in the outfielder. His first and best professional season was 1871 with the New York Mutuals when he pitched 283 innings and had a 3.43 earned run average. His second year was at the Cleveland Forest Cities where he played much less and had a higher ERA. In his last year, he only played one game with the Elizabeth Resolutes. He completed it, giving up 23 runs, but none of them were ever earned in the game. That's crazy. Wolters died in Newark, New Jersey at the age of 72 on the 3rd of January in 1917. How about that? His professional win-loss record, 19 wins, 23 losses. There you go. He was actually Dutch, yes. So he's from Groningen. Let's go. The first Dutch professional baseball player in Major League history. Good call. In baseball history as well. Is a village in the province of Groningen. Nice. Right. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Dave Egler. Inside, ball one. Here's the 1-1. Chop foul, 1-2. I'm assuming it's set, by the way, Bobby, I'm assuming with Dutch, the W-O-L is actually Wolters. I'm assuming that's how you say it. Because I don't think it would be Walters like American. You know, in an American, I would look at that and say Walters, and I don't think that's how it's probably pronunciated correctly. So, I'm assuming it's Wolters. Here's the 1-2. Grounded over to short. The throw one to first is in time. They got him. That's going to bring up Fred Cone. He's 0 for 2. First pitch to Cone. That is right down Broad Street, 0-1. There's the 0-1. Lined into right, but in the seats, foul. 0-2. Here's the 0-2. High, 1-2. The 1-2. Popped it up in the infield. Shortstop's in front of second. He's got it, 2 down. Nine of the last 10 retired for Wolters. Here's the first pitch to Deacon White, who's 0 for 3 so far today. High, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. Lined into left, but that's going to drift foul. No, it's going to stay. It's going to stay. It's a fair ball. It lands on the line. It's a fair ball, and Deacon White gets a single. So 2-out single. Al Spalding settling in. He's 1 for 3. First pitch or throw over to first. Runner's back in time. Like new fortification, yes. It's new fortification. There's the throw back over to first, and the runner is back safely. First pitch, that is fouled down the third base side, 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and that one's off the plate, 1-1. The 1-1. That one's in the dirt, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. And that one's going to get by the catcher. White's going to go to second. It's a passed ball for catcher Cal McVeigh. And White's now in scoring position with 2 outs. Here's the 2-2. Popped it up in foul territory. The first baseman there, he's got it. And the side is retired. No runs on 1 hit. They left that man on base. We go to the bottom of the 7th. It's still 5-4 Cleveland. 5, 6, 7 spots, 2 up for New York. Riney Walters will get things let off. But first, it's time, as always, for our time-honored tradition. It's Take Me Out to the Ball Game. We're going to step away for 2 minutes. We'll be back with more in a minute. Well, if they hit the scoreboard in the background there, Peaceful, that yellow line you see at the top of the wall, that's the boundary of the field. So if a ball goes over the yellow line, it's a home run. So if they were to hit the scoreboard, it's a home run. But yeah, we're going to step away. We'll be back in a few minutes. Enjoy Take Me Out to the Ball Game. You heard the man. We're going to play ball. So if the ball leaves the field and then bounces back in, it's dead. Yeah, it's dead. The ball's dead the moment it leaves the field of play. Yeah. Let me turn Vivaldi audio off before I forget, so you don't hear the song next time I go to break and come back. But yeah, if the ball leaves the field of play, it's dead. If the ball touches the ground before it leaves the field of play, touches the ground in fair territory before it leaves the field of play, it's automatically a double. So if the ball bounces over the wall, double. If the ball is like a ground ball in midfield and then they throw it and it lands, they miss the throw and it lands in the stands, double. So if the ball ever touches the ground in fair territory and then leaves the field of play, it is an automatic double. It's called a ground rule double. If the ball does not touch the ground before leaving the field of play, it is a home run. So, but the moment the ball leaves the field of play, it's considered dead. Which modernish band did a cover of Take Me Out to the Ball? I don't know, actually. I don't know which modernish band did, unless you're talking about the one we played, and that was by Harrison Scheckler on YouTube. But I can't remember which band. There's got to have been a million of them. Do you know what I mean? It's Take Me Out to the Ball Game's been around for over a century. So, right, bottom seventh. It's Valters settling in. First pitch to him. He's grounded that over to first. And the pitcher comes over there to help, and that is going to be the first out. No, it was like Weezer or Presidents of the United States of America. I don't know the answer to that. That's a good question. I tried asking Google about the scoreboard first, but got no ejection or fine occurs unless the batter damages the scoreboard. No, that's not. That doesn't, like, what? No, yeah. That's good. That's AI being trash. There's a post I have on Blue Sky. If you guys are anti-AI like I am, which I am very much anti-AI. There's a really good post on Blue Sky I'm going to link in here real quick. As soon as I'm done closing the tabs of the Twitch streams that have gone offline, that would be nice. But my browser's a bit slow because I've got about 1 million of them open right now. Let me go into my bookmarks in Blue Sky and see. It was from Good Morning Football, which is probably the least likeliest place I would have ever heard this. Where is it? Brilliant. I found it right away. Oh my God, does it not work? There we go. On AI. Right. Now let me get back to my streamer dashboard tab, if I can. And I say that right as another raid out happens. Right. Cool. There we go. Everybody's still tabbed up. Right. All right, cool. Let's keep going. Oh, shit, hold on. Seems that the Goo Goo Dolls have done a cover. Oh, my God. I haven't heard the Goo Goo Dolls in a while. Got to run and eat, brother. Be back in a while. Sounds good. Yeah, it's something to do with Forts. Nice. Well, one out, nobody on. Art Allison, the center fielder, he's 0 for 3. First pitch. Off the plate, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. Off the plate again, 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. He's grounded down to the backstop, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. Rocketed into deep right field, way back there, just shy of the warning track. The fielder's got it. 2 down. It's going to bring up Charlie Pabor. He's 2 for 3 so far today. First pitch to Pabor. Swung on and missed. That's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. High, 1-1. Here's the 1-1. Off the plate, 2-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Lined in the left center field, base hit. And Pabor's aboard for the 3rd time this afternoon. That's going to bring up George Ewell. Ewell's 0 for 2 with a walk. First pitch to Ewell. Lined into left, and that is going to drift foul. I'm really hungry, but dinner's in like an hour and a quarter, and I'm like trying to hold on. I'm like, I don't want to eat anything now. We're going to eat dinner in an hour. So here's the 0-1. That's off the plate, 1-1. Here's the 1-1. And that's high. The throw over to second. Not in time. Tabor steals second base. Sausage. We have we cooked. We actually, so like yesterday, my mom and my dad went out to the mall, and they ate while they were out. And my mom was like, "I'm too hungry. I ate enough. I don't need dinner." And my dad and I were hanging around. It was like 3:30, and I'm like, "I'm fucking starving" because I didn't have lunch. And he was like, "I'm not hungry, but I could eat to make sure I don't get hungry because I only had like a half a quesadilla." So I was like, "All right, let's go get pizza." Max, welcome in. So I was like, "All right." So we went and got pizza. And I have one slice left of the pizza. But my mom was like, the sausage has like been in the fridge for like 4 or 5 days, and it's going to turn brown if we don't cook it. So I'm going to, while you guys are out having pizza, I'm going to cook it so it doesn't go bad. So I was like, all right. So we have that in the fridge for tonight. So, which is nice. And then I'm making burgers tomorrow night. Here's the 2-2. That's off the plate, 3-2. I got the beef in, and I got I actually have the patties formed, but I'm just gonna throw them on the grill tomorrow, not on the skillet tomorrow night. Here's the 3-2. Oh, and he's plunked them. Or it's not 3-2, it's 3-1, but he's plunked them. And Ewell's given first base because he's hit by the pitch. How you doing, Max? Hope you're well, my man. Here's the one. Here's Pete Donnelly's 1 for 3 today. First pitch to Donnelly. We got a good game here. 5-4. That's fouled off. 0-1. Guys, he's the perfect league champion. Max LP80. He won perfect. He is top of the entire out of the park 27 pile until at least tomorrow. Here's the 0-1. We're going to do perfect team after this game. That's popped up right at the third baseman. He's got it, and the side is retired. No runs on 1 hit, and they leave 2 men on base. We go to the top of the 8th here in Brooklyn, New York. It is 5-4 Cleveland. It'll be the 5, 6, 7 spots due up for the Forest Cities. Chick Fulmer will lead things off. But first, new inning, new sponsor. Pixelated Suits is an awesome Colombian American streamer. Skate, Project Zomboid, FM, Fallout, Battlefield. Give him a follow if you haven't already. Awesome guy, awesome streamer. The great Pixelated Suits will sponsor our 8th inning here tonight. Right. Chick Fulmer settles in. Fulmer is 2 for 3 so far today. First pitch from Volters. And that is taken high, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. That one's in there, 1-1. How you doing today, Max? Hope you're well. The 1-1. That is taken right down broad, 1-2. You might, I don't know who said this is going to be 0-0. Oh, no, I think they said 1-1, but 0-0's looking good. Here's the 1-2. High, 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. 1 away. That's going to bring up Denny Mack. Mack is 2 for 3 so far today. First pitch to Mack. And that is high, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. High, 2-0. A 2-0. Right down the chute. 2-1. A 2-1 pitch. Grounded to second. The throw over to first is in time. 2 down. That'll bring up William Johnson. Johnson is 0 for 3 so far today. First pitch to Johnson. That's fouled off. They have him as 0 for 2. I have him 0 for 3. I'm sticking with me. Mine. Because I have him Johnson pop 6. So pop shortstop, error first baseman, pop shortstop. Here's the 0-1. Grounded over to third. The throw on to first is in time, and the side is retired. They go down in order in the top of the 8th. We move to the bottom half of the 8th. It is still 5-4 Cleveland. Top of the order due up for New York. Mike McGeary will be the first man up. We're going to take a 3-minute break. We'll be back with more in 3 minutes' time. Right, welcome back. Bottom eighth. Still a 1-1 game. And here's the first pitch from Al Spalding to Mike McGarry. McGarry is 3 for 4 today. First pitch. That's high, ball 1. Here's the 1-0. Inside 2-0. Had to check the pencil because I think I'm down to my last strand in this pencil. So once it's over, I'm going to throw this pencil out, grab the next one. Right. Here's the 2-0. Fouled off, 2-1. It'll be on my third pencil this season. Here's the 2-1. It's lined into left, base hit. That is a fair ball. And McGarry has got his 4th knock of the afternoon. It's a lead-off single. Who has Bosnia not played in their group? Like, it's Bosnia, it's Switzerland, it's Canada, and then who's the 4th team in their group? I can't remember. But like this draw means Bosnia would have to beat that team. Switzerland would have to beat Canada. Here is the first pitch to Steve Bellin. Bellin is currently 1 for 3, and he's bunting that down. The pitcher comes out, throw over to first is in time. And Bellin with his 2nd sacrifice bunt of the afternoon. That will move McGarry to first or to second. That's going to bring up Cal McVeigh. He is 0 for 4 so far today. First pitch to McVeigh is taken for a strike, 0-1. Here's the 0-1, and that is popped up. First baseman's there. He's got it. And that is 2 down. That'll bring up Henry Burroughs. He's 0 for 4. First pitch to Burroughs. Swung on and missed. That's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Check swing. They ask first base. He did not go. Or third base, they ask, I should say. It's 1-1. Here's the 1-1. Fouled into the screens. It's 0-2. The 1-2 pitch, and that is high, 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Where did that miss? How was that not strike 3? It's called a ball. That is a botched call. 3-2 to count. Here's the pitch, and he's walked him. And he's walked him on what was a really bad call. That'll bring up Riney Walters. He is 2 for 4. First pitch to Walters. Off the plate outside, 1-0. The 1-0. Lined foul down the third base side. 1-1. The 1-1. Lined into right. Is that going to stay fair? No, it just hits foul. Oh, what a goal. What a goal. Mazambi scores for Switzerland in the 74th. On a side-footed volley. Right. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That one's fly out into shallow center. Shortstop's back there. He's got it, and the side is retired. No runs on 2 hits, and they left both men on base. We go top of the 9th. Cleveland hanging on to a 1-0 lead. Ever impending Sense of Doom, who's currently live playing Rematch, is a awesome streamer. He plays a bit of Pal World. He plays a bit of Football Manager. Give him a follow if you haven't already. He also plays a sick guitar on stream sometimes. The great Ever Impending Sense of Doom will sponsor our 9th inning here tonight. Top of the 9th, it's the 8-9-1 spots. We're going to get a substitution. Ed Bevins will come in to pinch hit for John Glenn. First pitch to Bevins, and he has popped this one straight up. Shallow right, second fielder's back there. He's got it, and that is the first out. That'll bring up Francis Abercrombie. He's 0 for 3. First pitch to Abercrombie. Lined right. It's over the shortstop's head, base hit. And a rarity here, an Abercrombie base hit. And it's an error on the center fielder as well. It's an E8. Art Allison getting the 3rd error for New York in the game. And that handling error allows Abercrombie to slide into second base. That'll bring up Dave Egler in the top of the order. Egler is 1 for 4 so far today. 1 out, 1 on second. And he's going to take the first pitch for a strike, 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Off the plate, 1-1. The 1-1. He's popped it up. And that one's going to land foul. The 1-2 pitch is low, 2-2. The 2-2. Fouled, still 2-2. The 2-2. Off the plate, 3-2. 3-2 pitch. He's plunked him. He has plunked him. And Egler's aboard by a hit by the pitch. Fred Cone will settle in. Cone 0 for 3. First pitch to Cone. Right at the knees for a called strike, 0-1. There's the 0-1. Flied out into right. It's high. It's playable. Right fielder's there. He's got it. 2 down. That'll bring up Deacon White. He's 1 for 4 so far today. First pitch to White. Swung on and missed. That's 0-1. The 0-1 fouled off, 0-2. The 0-2 pitch, high and inside, 1-2. The 1-2, grounded to short, and he's fumbled it. Are they counting that as an error? They are. It's an E6. White goes to first. Egler goes to second. Abercrombie goes to third. And that is shortstop Pete Donnelly's second error of the afternoon. And the inning continues with the bases loaded for Al Spalding. First pitch to Spalding, who is himself 1 for 4 so far today. And Spalding rips this into center. Isn't going to hang up there for the center fielder. He's got it, and the side is retired. No runs on one hit, and they left the bases loaded. Can you believe it? We go bottom ninth. It's 5-4 Cleveland. 6, 7, 8 spots due up. Art Allison will be the first man up. We're going to take a 3-minute timeout. We'll be back with more in 3 minutes' time. Up, Switzerland scored again. I missed the red card from Bosnia as well. Bosnia's down to 10 men. Right. Art Allison settles in, bottom ninth here. Allison. Actually, I was hoping I would get this before the break. I hope I get this ping before the break is up. And of course, I get the ping right as the break is up. But let me send this off real quick. Right. First pitch to Art Allison, who's 0 for 4. And Allison's going to take that high for a ball, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. Thank you for the lurk, Thomas. Appreciate it. Hope you're well. Line foul down the third base side. 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Off the plate, 2-1. Here is the 2-1 pitch. And that one is swung on and missed. It's 2-2. 2-2 pitch. Fouled. Still 2-2. And the 2-2 pitch. And he's popped it up. Shallow center. Is that going to hang up there? It will. Enough for the center fielder to grab it. That is one away. Charlie Pabor settles in. He is 3 for 4 today. First pitch to Pabor. Grounded to third. And the third baseman bobbles it. That is an error on third baseman Francis Abercrombie, his second of the afternoon. And the tying run is aboard. The go-ahead, the winning run is now at the plate. So I got interviewed a few days ago at the local mall here about the World Cup. Just found the video on YouTube. Wow. How was the interview? Here's George Ewell. Ewell is 0 for 2 so far today. First pitch to Ewell, and he takes that high, 1-0. 1-0. Called strike, 1-1. The 1-1. Lined into left. Does that stay fair? Yes, it does. No, it's foul. It's foul. It's foul. It's foul. Apparently my friends think I answered very mature and professionally. Oh boy. Are they on the windup? Here's the 1-2. High, 2-2. Here's the 2-2. Popped it up right at the second baseman. He's got it. 2 down. Nah, for real. Oh, nice, man. We are going to get a substitution. Harry Berthrong will come in for Pete Donnelly. Donnelly finishes 1 for 4. And the tying run is on first base, and New York down to their final out. Here's the pitch. And Berthrong lines this in the left. Does that stay fair? No. Here's the 0-1. Right at the lettering, 0-2, and New York are down to their final strike. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That's high, 1-2. The 1-2. Grounded to short. He's going to beat the runner to the bag, and the ball game is over. The Cleveland Forest City's given an opportunity to stay within the hunt of the American League pennant race. They do that with a very big 5-4 win on the road here at the New York Mutuals. The final score, the Cleveland Forest Cities 5, the New York Mutuals 4. Now it's time for your post-game show. This post-game show is going to be sponsored by Arilax. He's an awesome streamer. He's been playing chess, Football Manager. He's also been playing through the FF7 remakes, which have been really cool to watch. Give him a follow if you haven't already. The great Arilax. Shout out Arilax. Switzerland scored again, by the way. 3-0 for the Swiss now. Right. We're going to go over your batting lineup, starting with the visiting Cleveland Forest Cities. Dave Egler finishes one. He had 4 at-bats. He had 1 hit. He scored 1 run. He was hit by the pitch once. Fred Cohn had 4 at-bats. He did not get a hit. He had 1 sacrifice. Deacon White had 5 at-bats. He had 1 hit. He had 1 RBI. Al Spalding had 5 at-bats. He had 1 hit, 1 strikeout, 1 run. Chick Fulmer had 4 at-bats. He had 2 hits. He struck out once. He scored 1 run. Denny Mack had 4 at-bats. He had 2 hits. He had 1 RBI. He scored 1 run. He made 1 fielding error. William Johnson had 4 at-bats. He did not have a hit. He scored 1 run. He made 1 fielding error. John Glenn had 3 at-bats. He had 1 hit. He had 1 RBI. He struck out once. Francis Abercrombie had 4 at-bats. He had 1 hit. And Ed Bevins had 1 at-bat. He did not have a hit. Also, Francis Abercrombie had 2 fielding errors. Total statistics for the Cleveland Forest Cities. 4-4 and 8 and 4 and I'm sorry, 4-4 is 8 and 5 is 13 and 5 is 18 and 4 is 22 and 4 is 26 and 4 is 30 and 3 is 33 and 4 is 37 and 1 is 38. They have 37 because they're counting they're counting, what are they counting? Was it Chick Fulmer they're counting? Denny Mack, William Johnson. They're counting one of William Johnson's, I think, as a sack. Yeah, they're counting a sack bunt for William Johnson, but he got on base via an error, so I don't count that as a sack. It probably should still be a sack, but I'm going to put 38 at bats. Not really that fussed by it. 5 runs, hits, 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9. That's correct. No doubles, no triples, no home runs, no base on balls, 2 strikeouts, stolen bases. They didn't steal any bases. No stolen bases. Sacrifices 1 sack. RBIs 2, fielding errors 4. We'll do the pitching statistics in a moment. For the hometown New York Mutuals, Mike McGeary had 5 at-bats. He had 4 hits, 1 RBI, 1 stolen base, 1 run. Steve Bellin had 3 at-bats, 1 hit, 2 sacks, 1 stolen base, 1 run. Cal McVeigh had 5 at-bats, no hits, 1 RBI. Henry Burroughs had 4 at-bats, no hits, and a base on balls. Riney Volters had 5 at-bats, 2 hits, and 1 fielding error. Art Allison had 5 at-bats, no hits, 1 fielding error. Charlie Pabor had 5 at-bats, 3 hits, 1 triple, 2 stolen bases, 1 run. George Ewell had 3 at-bats, no hits. He was base on balls once, hit by the pitch once. And Pete Donnelly had 4 at-bats, 1 hit, 2 fielding errors, 1 run, and Harry Berthrong had 1 at-bat, no hit. Final totals for the hometown New York Mutuals. 5 and 3 is 8, and 5 is 13, and 4 is 17, and 5 is 22, and 5 is 27, and 5 is 32, and 3 is 35, and 4 is 39, and 1 is 40. Runs 4, hits 4, 5, 7, 10, 11 hits. Doubles none, triples 1, base on balls 2, strikeouts none, stolen bases 4, sacrifices 2, RBIs 2, fielding errors 4. For your pitching statistics. Oh my God, this could be 4. Oh. Penalty. Penalty to Switzerland in the final minute. Right, your pitching statistics. Al Spalding gets credited with the loss. He goes all 9 innings. He will drop to. I'm sorry, he gets credited with the win. Beg your pardon. He gets credited with the win. He goes all 9 innings. His pitch count I have is 137. Is his pitch count? Yep, 137. Base on balls was 2. Strikeouts none. Hits were 11. Runs were 4. And earned runs were 3. Yes, I know your Hong Kong under 23s in the league itself, not the actual national team. Yes. VAR is checking the penalty, by the way. Right. 28 players got called. Oh, my God. Rainy Walters gets credited with the loss. He drops to 11 and 13 on the season. He pitches 9 innings. I have his pitch count as 136. So Spalding threw 1 more pitch. Base on balls 1. No base on balls. Strikeouts 3. Where did they strike out the third? Who had the third strikeout? Did I miss a strikeout? I missed a strikeout, I think. Yeah, I just missed it in the totals. Switzerland scores the penalty, by the way. 4-0 Swiss. Strikeouts 3, hits 9, runs 5, earned 3. Official game time, 2 hours, 33 minutes. Official match attendance was 978. Let's check what that does for the standings. Player of the game was Mike McGeary, by the way. I would have given it to, yeah, that's probably fair, actually. Right, we're going to advance once, save the game. Nothing on the 22nd. Nothing on the 23rd. Nothing on the 24th. And the 25th is the next game. So let's go over the standings. What that does to that is statistics. Let's go over the standings, please. After this game, the Cleveland Forest Cities moved to win a half game. They are at 13-7. Boston sitting at 13-6, having lost 4 of their last 5. Cleveland have won 3 straight. They're 8-2 in their last 10. Boston 6-4. So it's heating up in the American League between those two. Philadelphia sitting at 11-11. They're still 3.5 back. Washington is now 6 back, 9-14 for the Washington Olympics. Over the National League, the Rockford Forest City still lead at the top at 17-11. They've won 8 straight. They're 9-1 in their last 10. Chicago 2 games back at 11-9. They're 4-6 in their last 10. Fort Wayne are 5-5 in their last 10. They're 15-13. They're also 2 games back. The loss pushes New York 4 games back. I'm sorry, they were 3.5 back coming into the game. They're now 4 games back. They've lost 2 straight, and they're 4-6 in their last 10. They only have 8 games left in the season. So they are the maximum if they win out will be 19, which means Rockford win 3 of their last 4, and it will be enough to eliminate New York. But that is where the standings are right now. The next game will be the Cleveland Forest Cities, and they will be taking on the Cleveland Forest, who are 13-7 now, fresh off that win. They will be taking on the New York Mutuals again in Brooklyn for their second matchup in Brooklyn of the season. Every team plays each other 4 times, twice at home, twice away. And this is the second of those matchups in Brooklyn between these two. So we'll see if New York can get an answer back. Cleveland, in the meantime, looking to a win here would draw them level with Boston at the top of the American League. The rest of the games coming up. That game, by the way, will take place Sunday, this Sunday. Monday, we will also have another game of Out of the Park. So Monday's stream will be Boston at New York. The Boston Red Stockings, depending on the game the day prior, could jump back out ahead into the lead of the American League. But if Cleveland win this one and Boston drop this decision in New York, Cleveland will take sole possession of the American League by half a game. Still, Monday's game will be Boston at New York, 13-6 Red Stockings at the 11-13 New York Mutuals. That is coming up on Monday. And then on Wednesday the 24th, we're playing our World Cup Network save. But prior to that, we're going to play some Out of the Park. Boston at Philadelphia. It's the last chance saloon potentially for the Athletics to stay in this American League pennant race. And they've got to do it by beating the American League leaders right now in Boston. So that will be coming up on Wednesday. Friday the 26th. We'll see. What game did I pick? Actually, I'd say the Pants. So I'm answering a friend's question. He wanted to know what he should draw this character as, with pants or with like a bodysuit that's like fits in the same kind of universe. And I'm like, probably the Pants. Right. Let me see my schedule because it's in announcements. What game are we doing on the 20? I think it's Washington and Philadelphia, is it not? Yeah, Washington and Philadelphia. There you go. That's going to be the game on the 26th. Will be Washington at Philadelphia. And then we will conclude June on the 29th. That is 2 Mondays from now with Rockford at New York. And that will be the last game in August. We'll be into September then and the very, very, very end of the season. So we're going to save the game. If you are, good evening, Danny. If you are on YouTube watching the VOD, thank you so much for watching. We will see you next time. Enjoy. Thank you, Mad Adder. Appreciate it. Until then, YouTube, thank you for watching. Take care.